So let's get started here. I welcome all of you to the Town Council election debate for 2016. We have a couple of things we want to get to. One of the first things we're going to do is to introduce the 3 school committee members that are here. They're all running unopposed. The debate committee felt it appropriate to give them a forum tonight to have them say a few words about what they expect to be doing in the next years coming on the school committee. So we will start tonight with Co.
Thank you. I just want to start by saying, giving thanks to the Democratic and Republican town committees for hosting this event and giving us an opportunity to introduce ourselves. My name's Co Wang. I'm running for a school committee, and I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. I'm just going to say a little bit about who I am and why I'm running. And my family and I are from Taiwan. We're first-generation immigrants, and we became citizens in 2001 and moved to Massachusetts in 2005. But I'm actually kind of a newcomer to Southbridge. I've only lived here for 2 years. I currently work at the Department of Developmental Services, and I come from a background of working with people with special needs. My sister has cerebral palsy, so yeah. So you might be wondering why I'm running, considering I've only lived here for a little bit, and I don't have any kids. So why get involved in the school committee? And pretty much I've always been politically aware, but I've never really engaged in the process. So I thought it would be a good idea hearing about all the recent turmoil that the Southbridge School District has been going through, as well as, I guess, the state's schools in general. And it seemed like a good point to jump in. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff that can be accomplished even though we've been placed in a receivership. Obviously, the school committee doesn't technically have powers while the receiver is in office, but I feel like we can still be a point of contact between the community and the receiver and kind of advise in that position. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Co. Tanya, you're next.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to be here. My name is Tanya Duvall, and I'm running for the school committee, and I welcome the opportunity to be here. I am an enemy of Southbridge because I graduated from Bartlett. However, Southbridge is my hometown now, and I've grown to love the town and everything, and I want to do everything I can to help them achieve what they need to do. Many times every week I pass the sign saying Southbridge, the eye of the Commonwealth. And I think, what do outsiders think of this? To me, it isn't a sign of signifying pride. And past history bears this out. Today, we're proud to be number one. Today, pride is taking sort of a back seat to indifference. I see families selling their homes and moving to districts they feel are better equipped to educate their children. I have family members who have done this. In fact, this bothers me, and it should bother you also. In the education aspect of the town, this eye has been blackened. It is in receivership. The Worcester Telegram recently reported that the school district had a woeful retention of administrators, 35 transitions involving 43 people in 9 central office jobs in recent years. Why this has happened is past history and water over the dam. Last night I had the opportunity to talk to one of the teachers here in Southbridge, and that is one of the biggest concerns she has about steadiness being being steady in the job. She loves the job, and she doesn't want to leave, but she didn't like the idea that there was so much turnover. Today, our town school district is under the control of Dr. Jessica Huizinga. As a school committee member, I have to go along with what she deems best. And to be honest, I feel she is doing a beautiful job. I have attended a few of the functions she has been involved in and am impressed. I have expressed to her privately how I was disappointed that there seems to be a lack of interest by the public in supporting the school committee's efforts. The last meeting saw me sitting alone in the audience. Dr. Huizinga has put together an exemplary group of team leaders. It now becomes the matter of pride. My chief concern now is the children and their parents and families. Children, by law, have to be educated until they reach 16. Instilling pride in them translates to this pride rubbing off on parents and families, and this is the biggest and best way to get out of the receivership program. Volunteerism by parents, teachers, and concerned public to have the children eager and anxious to participate in activities is warranted. For the older kids, they have sports besides football, basketball, and baseball, which are mainly manly games. Let's get the ladies more involved in sports also. It is in the lower grades that we need to implement pride also. Music is the biggest common denominator around the world. Let us get the younger children interested in the arts. Show choirs can be implemented in the lower middle school age people. This will translate into possibly into being used in the higher schools. Every activity, whether sports or the arts, would have to be dependent on grades and attitude. The eye I envision is hitting the bullseye. People attend town meetings, give your input. Remember, though, the goal is to educate the children first and foremost. Let's work together to get Southbridge to be the true eye of the Commonwealth. Thank you.
You're welcome. Amelia.
Thank you very much. I didn't prepare formal remarks this evening. I was just going to kind of go over my bio and then a couple of points on my platform and leave it at that. So let's get started. I chose my hometown of Southbridge to buy a house and start a family. Along with my husband, Seth, of 9 years, I'm raising 2 beloved children here in Southbridge. I send my children to the Southbridge Public Schools, and I'm currently serving on the Southbridge School Committee. My life in politics began in 2011 when Tea Party-affiliated groups launched a voter intimidation campaign targeting Southbridge's Hispanic population. As a fourth-generation Southbridge resident, I was disgusted by the cynical attempt at undermining democracy. My town has a long and proud history of embracing immigrant populations and helping them achieve the American dream. I fought back, taking a stand for voters' rights and against any and all voter intimidation, and I was honored by this work, by the ACLU of Massachusetts, who presented me with a Defender of Civil Liberties Award. In 2012, I was elected to the Southbridge Town Council. I served a 3-year term during which I successfully fought a major expansion to the municipal landfill. In 2015, I transitioned to the Southbridge School Committee, and I worked to stop a proposed charter school from opening at a local museum. I'm the chairwoman of the Southbridge Democratic Town Committee and a member of the Democratic State Committee as well. I hold a bachelor's degree from Smith College, and my professional experience includes regional work for public libraries and interactive media agencies. I'm a member of the LGBT community and the first openly bipolar elected official in Massachusetts. And just to tell you a little bit more about my priorities for working on the school committee, I wanted to go through my platform, and if I go through this too quickly, you can follow all of this information is online at ameliaforsouthbridge.com, and I definitely encourage you to check out my website. But my first priority on the school committee is classroom investment. I believe the challenge for public schools is to maximize and optimize dollars spent in the classroom. That means teachers, supplies, and programs for students. I will fight to secure as much funding as possible from local, state, and federal sources for our children, because I believe educating children is the most important thing we do here in Southbridge. My other big priority is ESL. Southbridge has a proud immigrant history. Our town has welcomed waves of immigrants and has been a place where they could assimilate and become fellow Americans. We have a moral imperative as well as a legal mandate to provide sufficient English as a second language programs to all students in need of it. I will fight to fully fund these programs and to administer them in the most effective way. My next priority is less testing and more learning. Testing is important. We need to assess our children's educational progress. However, student testing has become a pathological process in our state. We spend an entire month on MCAS and other testing. We need to test smarter. We need to test less and teach more. The other thing I do as a member of the Southbridge School Committee is I spend a lot of time defending public education. And I do this because public education works. Unfortunately, there are those who would undermine and destroy its ability to function for our students. And I am talking particularly about the ballot question upcoming this fall to get rid of the cap on charter schools in Massachusetts. This would be incredibly detrimental to the Southbridge public school system. If you think our school choices bill is bad now, just wait until they open a charter school in the area. We are going to lose an incredible amount of funding, and we need to fight this. I will fight any attempt to divert public education dollars away from our public school system, because that's where they're needed the most. The other thing I want to prioritize in my term as the school committee member is after-school programs. Our public school system is about more than academic education. It is a place where children become a part of our community. It's also a place where serious issues facing our children are revealed. We have a duty to assist children with wraparound services from medical attention to after-school supervision. If we fail to address the big picture facing our students, we will fail as a school system and as a community. So I encourage you all to support my campaign in any way you can. I will be knocking on doors between now and June 28th, so if you've ever voted in a municipal election, I look forward to talking to you at your door. If you're interested in a lawn sign, please shoot me a text or give me a phone call to 413-695-5289 with your address, and I'll make sure one is delivered to your house. And again, my number is 413-695-5289. And one more time, my name is Amelia Peliquin, and I encourage you to vote for me on June 28th. Thank you very much.
Thank you all, and all the best.